Okay, guys, what's up? It's Will Got Sports, and today we're going to be doing my official 2025 March Madness bracket. So let's just get right into it. Auburn's winning, then I think Louisville wins, mostly because it's in Kentucky, and Louisville's kind of like a way underrated. They're really underrated on the 8 line, 27-7. So I feel like they'll win that. I know that a lot of people are taking UC San Diego to win, but I just like Michigan. Uh, they've got the defense inside, and I really think they, especially coming off the Big Ten championship, they should be good. Um, Yale over Texas A&M. Texas A&M just way too inefficient this season. North Carolina, especially what they did on Tuesday, and especially because they have so much motivation with people saying they're not a tournament team. Iowa State winning against Lipscomb. New Mexico winning. They've beaten tournament teams 5 times. They beat Utah State twice, UCLA, San Diego State, and I don't remember who else. But let's go with New Mexico and Michigan State. So second round, Auburn over Louisville, Michigan over Yale. Then I've got North Carolina beating Iowa State without Keyshawn Gilbert, and Michigan State over New Mexico. Then we got Auburn over Michigan, and this is going to be a great game, classic. North Carolina, Michigan State, but I do have Michigan State, and then I also have Michigan State beating Auburn to go to the Final Four. So now to the West, Florida winning. I got UConn, Dan Hurley in March. Oklahoma's not beating him. Then we got Colorado State, hottest team in basketball. They've won 10 in a row, and Memphis is injured. PJ Haggerty, best players injured. Maryland gonna beat Grand Canyon. Um, this will be the year Drake finally wins. I hope. Beat Missouri. Texas Tech beat UNC Wilmington. Arkansas and Boogie Fland. And that's also a really good game because we got Calipari and Bill Self in the first round, but Arkansas will win with their backcourt, and St. John's wins. Florida over UConn. Do feel like that Florida is one of the top teams in the tournament as they got a 1 seed, but also, I mean, they've just been so good with their backcourt. They've got players in the front court. They play offense, play defense. They won the SEC tournament, so yeah. Maryland, their starting five is so good. I don't think that Colorado State can keep up. That's where they end. Texas Tech, really good team too. Um, they're really good on defense. JT Toppin, such a good player, and I feel like Drake. They won't have that much success in the tournament because I don't know. Texas Tech is just a really good team. Then we got St. John's beating uh, Arkansas, and St. John's will also beat Texas Tech. St. John's has just been on a run, man. Rick Pitino doing so good this year, and St. John's has just been an insane team. 30 wins, won the Big East regular season and tournament titles. So I think they will win. Florida beating Maryland. The starting five of Maryland can only get them so far, and they can't compete with Florida with just the starting five. And then Florida over the St. John's Red Storm. I do truly believe that this game will be an all-time classic. Florida will end up winning though, as they just have such good players. I mean, uh, where do I even start? Walter Clayton, he's the leader. He can, I don't know. Florida, they're just, I would think they're probably the best team in the tournament, but it's them or Duke. Speaking of Duke, they're going to beat Mount St. Mary's in Raleigh. Then Mississippi State's going to beat Baylor. Uh, Oregon with Dana Altman. His defensive his defense is so tough because he switches teams so much. Then Arizona, high powered. I don't think Akron can keep up with that. VCU beats BYU, and what?
Can you take me to the rack?
Yeah. VCU beats BYU. VCU so good, so efficient, and an 11 is way underseeded for them. Wisconsin beats Montana. St. Mary's beats Vandy, and Alabama beats Robert Morris. Then we got Duke winning in Raleigh again. Oregon with the defense switching so many schemes Dana Altman has, and it's just too much for teams at times. So Oregon, Wisconsin, not going to lose to VCU, and then Alabama. Duke beats Oregon, and Wisconsin beats Alabama. I do think that Wisconsin can hold Alabama down, and they can also score with Alabama, so give me Wisconsin. We got Duke beating Wisconsin to go to the Final Four. Houston, and then Gonzaga. They're like top 12 analytically. They're the best 8 seed ever in the tournament. Clemson to beat McNeese. High Point to beat Purdue. Purdue struggles with their bench depth, and High Point can really bring it off the bench. They really score. High Point is the exact team that Purdue did not want to see, and that's why I got High Point. Illinois to beat Xavier. If Texas would have won, I probably would have picked Texas, but Xavier won. Kentucky beating Troy. They'll actually get out the first round this year. Utah State beats UCLA, and then Tennessee beats Wofford. Houston beating Gonzaga. That could be the best game of the tournament. With the Sweet 16 streak on the line, it'll go down to the final minute, but I do believe Houston will pull it out. Clemson beats High Point. Illinois beats Kentucky. Kentucky, Mark Pope. I don't know. Kentucky's just kind of cursed, so they're not going to make it out of the first weekend. And then Tennessee's just so good. Houston beats Clemson, and then Tennessee beats Illinois. And Tennessee will beat Houston to move on to the Final Four with Jemai Meshack and Chaz Lanier. They're such a good duo. I mean, Tennessee's a pretty hard team to stop. The only reason Florida got so far out of the way was because both of those guys fouled out in the end. And it was still only like a 9-point game. That's how good Tennessee is. So then we got Florida beating Michigan State. And we got Duke beating Tennessee. I mean, it's just going to come down to the two best teams in the tournament. And I think that Florida is the better team. So I believe that Florida will be winning. And I'm going to go 172 points for the tiebreaker. So if you want to look at it again, here is, I'll just scroll through. Here we go. And then, yeah, so Final Four, Michigan State, Florida, Duke, and Tennessee. And I do believe that Florida will be beating Duke in the national championship. Todd Golden gets his win. Duke, Cooper Flag, just go to NBA. Just go be the number one pick. And there it is. So that'll be Will signing out.